Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for joining North Central Weather Center. My name is Hunter, and in today's video, we'll be walking you through an active next several days going through Easter weekend and early next week, including severe weather, which could be significant, especially on Monday in our viewing area. If you are new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below so you are updated on the latest accurate weather forecast for your area in the North Central U.S. And also be sure to press the like button, the thumbs up button down below. It helps out more than you know. So let's look at today's weather forecast for your Friday, March 29th. And you can see waking up this morning, temperatures again were cold to the north into the 20s here, and definitely seeing that over areas with dense snowpack. Further to the south, where we have bare ground, temperatures were starting off into the 40s this morning, even upper 40s in eastern Kansas and into the Missouri region. Looking at our wind chills as well, it is a little bit of a bite to the air as you walk out the door in eastern Dakotas into the portions of Minnesota, northern Wisconsin. Wind chills are into the middle and upper teens, even lower 20s this morning up in those areas. As we go into the afternoon, you can clearly see where the snowpack resides, and you can see temperatures will be held down into the 30s and low 40s across those areas. Where we have bare ground to the south, temperatures will be working into the 60s and the 70s from southern portions of Nebraska, Kansas, southern Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, getting into Indiana there, and southwestern Ohio this afternoon. Let's look at our precipitation through the day. We have a few flurries, few snow showers up across North Dakota there this morning. That will continue to move across North Dakota into northwestern Minnesota this afternoon. Maybe a sprinkle there in west central Minnesota as well. Then as we go into tonight, a warm front will try to advance further to the north. We do have a little bit of a weather system across portions of Milwaukee, Madison, Chicagoland area as we go into tonight. Some of these areas could be dealing with some stronger thunderstorms. The Storm Prediction Center here on their day one outlook has a marginal risk of severe weather in the dark green for eastern Iowa, southwest Wisconsin into north central Illinois here. This definitely could include some larger hail, as they do have a 5% shading for some hail here in eastern Iowa, southwest Wisconsin, and north central Illinois. Mainly a hail threat here as we go into your Friday night. Working into Easter weekend here on Saturday, March 30th into Easter Sunday, March 31st. Let's look at our high temperatures on Saturday. Again, the advancing warm front will try to move further to the north here, overtaking some of that snowpack, so temperatures will be again into the upper 30s and 40s to the north, trying to eat away at our snowpack. But then we see some warmer temperatures, 50s, 60s, some 70s further to the south on Saturday. Much of a temperature gradient as we go into Easter Sunday here. Look at that, the dividing line, Nebraska over here to Iowa, central Illinois. If you're south of that line, temperatures will be well into the 60s, 70s, even 80 degrees out here into central Kansas on Easter Sunday, into the 30s and 40s across the north through the Dakotas, northern Nebraska through Minnesota, Iowa, getting through Wisconsin, Michigan there, northern Illinois, northern Indiana, and Ohio for your Easter Sunday. Let's look at your precipitation here on Saturday, March 30th. That weather system bringing a rain-snow mix across the Great Lakes as we go into Saturday there. Nothing too big of a deal. And then you can see as we go into Saturday night, another storm system moving in from the west could bring us some snowfall, decent moderate snow across western South Dakota Saturday night. That will move across South Dakota into central and southern Minnesota with snow as we go into Easter Sunday. Watching out for travel out here from Rapid City through portions there of the Duluth, Minnesota region here, and perhaps even Minneapolis, St. Paul. Rainfall further to the south, Des Moines, Omaha, Kansas City. We'll be keeping an eye on some rainfall there, potentially on and off as we go through Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday night, we're watching that warm front again for some more strong storms with hail across portions of the Illinois Valley there and into the Ohio River Valley for Easter Sunday night. There's the stretch of severe weather we're keeping an eye on. Des Moines, Kansas City, over here to Springfield, Illinois, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Columbus, Louisville. We'll keep an eye on that through the Ohio River Valley, the mid-Missouri Valley, and the Illinois Valley. As we go into Sunday, this is mainly a later day event with hail out there. You can see the setup here. We have around 500 to around 1,000 joules per kilogram of instability, and it's on the northern edge of that where we're going to have elevated thunderstorms along and north of that warm front. You can see draped across portions of Iowa, Missouri, central and downstate Illinois, over into central Indiana. We'll watch those storms for some large hail potential as we go into Easter Sunday night. Overall, here's your total precipitation through the Easter weekend. Not really much happening to the south or the north, just kind of our central areas getting some precipitation here, around 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of some rainfall from the Ohio Valley through Illinois, and then some snowfall here on the backside. Now, this is looking to be a little overdone, but I do think 1 to 3 inches of snow could definitely be a possibility up into South Dakota here, stretching through central Minnesota and central Wisconsin, up into the northern portions of lower Michigan and the UP of Michigan, going through the Easter weekend timeframe. Now, as we go into the early part of next week, Monday, April 1st, as we start the new month through Wednesday, April 3rd, a pretty strong storm system moving across the country will need to be watched here, as we do have a very strong jet stream moving across our southern areas, and that temperature gradient will remain in place as we go into Monday, April 1st. Temperatures 80s perhaps down there in southeastern portions of Kansas, where we're only in the 30s up here into Minnesota. So a very big temperature gradient across our viewing area Monday, and then the cold front will sweep through with the system as we go into Tuesday, getting rid of all of that warmer air except for our far southeast. And then by Wednesday, it's colder across the east and central, and then we start to warm up with return flow in the western plain states, the western Dakotas, the panhandle of Nebraska, western Kansas, back into the 50s and 60s we go the middle of next week on Wednesday, April 3rd. Let's look at our precipitation to go into early next week. Warm front will be the key, how far north or south it goes here, and depending on where you are, if you're along the warm front, rounds of showers and thunderstorms, non-severe thunderstorms mostly right north of the warm front. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some hail producers there on Monday north of the front. Then as we go into Tuesday, flash flooding set up potentially for the Ohio River Valley, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, northern Kentucky, southern Michigan. We'll keep an eye on that as we go into Tuesday. And then Wednesday, the system tries to get a little bit stronger and potentially bring down some colder air into Michigan. This could turn the rain over to snow over here potentially. A low confidence forecast on that right now, but we'll keep an eye on that as we go through the week. Looking at our rainfall amounts here, definitely pretty strong rainfall signal here across Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, northern Kentucky into Michigan here. Some of this could be over 3 inches of rain just Monday, April 1st through Wednesday, April 3rd. Watching out for a flash flooding setup here. And we also have significant severe weather as well to pile onto that. So the Storm Prediction Center already bullish 4 days out, putting an enhanced risk, a level 3 out of 5 on the scale for the Missouri Ozarks region. We're watching you down in Joplin, Springfield, Jefferson City, up towards St. Louis, but even a slight risk across downstate Illinois into southern portions of Indiana and southwestern Ohio here, and even keeping an eye on our folks in Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's look at Monday's setup here. So you can see a lot of instability, a very deep instability reservoir we have. Over 1,000 joules per kilogram of instability up into the Missouri region, into eastern Kansas, perhaps downstate Illinois on Monday. A very powerful mid-level jet coming in the 500 millibar layer from the south and west, and a really respectable low-level jet in the 850 millibar layer to support those organized severe thunderstorms, but also those rotating supercells that could produce tornadoes there. So let's look at your lightning flash density. This is Monday morning, already likely seeing severe weather ongoing across this region near St. Louis, Quincy, Illinois, back here toward portions of the Davenport Quad Cities just south of there. We'll keep an eye on some large hail producers, some gusty winds Monday morning. Monday afternoon, the radar will light up, folks. We need to be weather aware Monday afternoon. All modes of severe weather, including the potential. I wouldn't be surprised if these storms, if we have strong enough supercells before they turn into an organized line of storms for a stronger tornado there in the Missouri Ozarks region or downstate Illinois near that warm front Monday afternoon for a time. And then an MCS, a mesoscale convective system, will be pushing through very heavy rain, all dynamics in play, large to very large hail, damaging winds, and also some tornadoes embedded within this, even after dark going into Monday night. And then Tuesday, that risk area shifts a little bit east of our area, but still encompassing affecting southern Ohio and downstate portions of Indiana, northern Kentucky there. So Cincinnati, Columbus, Louisville still in play with that slight risk, level 2 out of 5 as we go into Tuesday, April 2nd. Looking at the cold side of the system, now this is very low confidence. Don't look at these totals over here. These are going to be likely wrong, but giving you an idea potentially that southern lower Michigan, or just a lot of lower Michigan here, probably seeing some type of snow, especially Wednesday, if we can bring down that colder air on the backside of the storm, turning that rain over to snow. But don't look at the amounts, just look at the placement here. Definitely seeing the potential here for some snow across those areas. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was a lot to get through. Thank you guys so much for sitting through today's weather forecast. Subscribe to the channel if you like detailed, accurate weather forecasts across the north central United States. Press the like button, the thumbs up button down below. It helps out more than you know. I will have another forecast early next week, likely potentially Sunday, if we see a severe weather threat ramp up as we go into Monday here. So like I said, weekend if needed, we definitely will keep you updated later this weekend, potentially with a video on Sunday, but definitely on Monday for this severe weather event. Thank you guys so much for watching North Central Weather Center. My name is Hunter. Have a great Easter weekend out there.